Alright, hi everybody, it's lead meteorologist John Choquette here for another update, and I'm just kind of showing off my little graphic honestly, but we're here with the number 2 hailstorm of 2017. That's right, we've been counting down here for quite a few days now, and we're getting finally down to the big 2. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know what number 2 and number 1 are, but we're still going to go over them. And just a friendly reminder again, it's scrolling at the bottom of the screen here that on Thursday, February 1st at 12 p.m. Central Time, we will be doing our 2018 hail forecast, and Derek will actually be the one in front of the green screen and not myself. So Derek gets to do the really exciting videos. We'll be there, and obviously you can tune in, watch it live, watch it after the fact. I know a lot of you guys watch these videos afterwards, so feel free to check that out. It will be plastered all over the place here on Facebook, on our website, in the Live Weather Center. It'll also be on YouTube and on Periscope as well. So anyway, number 2 storm, probably by no surprise from anyone at all who pays attention in the industry, is the storm that happened in the Minneapolis area on June 11th of 2017. It was I can pop over and you can see the map here. The crazy part of this one was it was a little further north of Minneapolis. It was in the suburbs up in here, and the hail sizes didn't really get super big. It only got up to about 2 inches in diameter, about 17,000 houses for that. The big thing, the big story was it did over $1.1 billion in damage in just this one specific storm. I think for all the storms that day, it came up to somewhere like 3-4 billion, something along the lines of that. And it was the worst storm in over like 20 years in the Minneapolis area. And you can just see the reason why it did so much damage. Look at the siding on this house is absolutely incredible. And there's even a couple other pictures we have here. You can see, like, look at this. Most houses were looking like this. Those of you guys who work up in the Minneapolis area, you can probably very, very fondly remember this storm. The big time moneymaker, tons of damage along all the houses that have lots of siding on it. You can see here in the picture just down in the corner, my computer's partially in the way, but the hail wasn't really that big. It was quartered up to 2-inch size hail. We initially had it as a 4-star map when we first did this storm, because it happened, it was about 7-8 o'clock in the morning. We saw some reports coming in, and we're like, the hail wasn't as big as like what we typically put into our 4- and 5-star maps. Just to give you an idea of how we rank our maps. I know a lot of you guys have asked, like, how do we rank them 1 to 5 stars? And a big part of it is the size of hail and how many homes are impacted. So, you probably saw a theme. If you watched all these videos, you saw a theme of all the 5-star maps had very high house count numbers, 10, 15, 20,000 plus of up to a tennis ball size hail and larger, and that typically kind of goes into the main factor for our 4- and 5-star ratings. The 5-star ratings, typically, if it's a tennis ball size hail and larger, over 15,000 people impacted by one individual storm, that typically makes it a 5-star map. Now obviously we have some other factors going in. If it was soft, if we find out it was pretty soft hail and didn't do a lot of damage, we might downgrade a little bit. Or in this case, we have an extraordinarily damaging storm with the sizes not as large, and we can't, obviously the number 2 storm of the year is not going to be not a 5-star map. It's a big time moneymaker. And again, so things are kind of fluid. It's pretty subjective, and that's probably, we try to stick to a pretty specific structure, but again, subjectivity comes into a lot of it. Basically, 5-star maps means big time storm. It's most likely going to make our top 10 list. So that's a little bit of a history of our star ranking, because I know a lot of you guys ask about that. Anybody else have anything on here? Where did Kansas City on March 6th place? Geez, I'm trying to remember. It was on the list. I think it was in the top 10 somewhere. I gotta go back and look. I have it set so I don't have 1 day on here per time. You can go back and look through our videos. You probably find it in I believe it ranked in the top 8, if I'm not mistaken. And another question, was this storm wind driven? Yes, it was. That was a major part of this. We had pretty strong winds in here, probably about 55 to 70 miles per hour in areas. So, you get that really hard golf ball size hail, and it go blasting at the side of a house like that. Especially up north in the Minneapolis area, here in Oklahoma City, and then like Dallas and stuff. Not a lot of siding. Up north, lots of siding, and it doesn't take too much to really beat that stuff to hell. So that was the main reason, big time reason, and maybe Minneapolis can bump up to number 1 this year. I know a couple guys have said on Facebook through their years of working in the Minneapolis area that it seems like back-to-back years is a pretty common theme in Minneapolis. Not saying that's going to happen this year, but maybe a little insight into our forecast for this year. Just my little teaser right there. And all right, any other comments? Oh, if you guys are wondering, I got my phone here with the comments coming down on Facebook. So if I just weirdly look at the computer, that's why. And so anyway, moving forward, we got to make sure we have our notifications set up because our forecast is on the 1st. I know, again, a lot of you guys have been calling in and posting on our Facebook and contacting us, you know, hey, when is your forecast going to be? We want to make sure you don't miss it when we air it live, because we will be there answering questions. Derek will be answering questions you have after we go through our whole show. So you want to make sure you're there. So make sure your notifications are set up on our app. If you're following us on Facebook, or if you're watching this on the Live Weather Center, chances are you use us. So you probably have the app. This is how you set up the notifications on our app. You got to go on the website. So you got to go on a desktop computer, as far as I'm aware, and you got to go onto the sidebar. I'm going to walk over here. Go over to the sidebar here, and it'll come down, a drop-down menu. You're going to see, what is this, I believe, account settings? Yeah, notification settings, I'm sorry. Click on notification settings, bring it down. It'll bring down a menu for notification options. And then from there, you're going to get some pretty daunting looking little switch bar here, and then you can select your region. So you can select various cities. So say you want like Oklahoma City or Tulsa, you click on Oklahoma City, you'll get alerts for all for the Oklahoma City area, and so it's usually probably within like an 85-mile radius. We set the settings when we send out our push notifications. If you want everything, you hit all states and everything such as that. So you can pretty much customize it to what you want to get alerts for. So when you get the alerts, you can get them. Obviously, our hail forecast is going to be all states, everything. So we will be sending out alerts to all of our the subscribers. Make sure you have those set up. And finally, the last thing you do is your method for notifications. So you can set for either mobile or email. And finally, I believe the last one, email, mobile, and on your desktop computer as well. You know how some sites you can have the little notification show up in the lower corner, pretty much where the Hail Trace logo is on the screen right now. You can set it to do that. You can set it to send you a push alert on your cell phone, or you can have an email to you, or all three if you want all three and you want to be make sure you don't miss anything. So make sure you have those set up, especially before on Thursday, with the fact that we have our big time hail forecast coming in at 12 p.m. Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern, and 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And finally, make sure you follow our posts and set them up to see us first on Facebook. I mentioned this yesterday. Those of you guys who didn't see this video yesterday, today, Facebook has been changing their algorithm quite a bit. So Hail Trace may not be showing up on your news feed as often as you'd like it to. So make sure you go onto our page, click over here and click on follow. I have it circled in here. And then when you bring down the menu, make sure you click on see first. So that way it pops up right at the top of your news feed. You log in on your phone, you log in on your desktop computer. It'll be at the very top. It'll be starred, like Hail Trace, whatever update is at the time. I know we do post a lot of updates, but especially when storm season gets going, you're going to want to see those updates, and you're going to want to see our hail forecast on Thursday. So make sure you have that set up. If you miss our live broadcast, it will be there. So make sure you see it at the top of our news feed. It's very helpful. I have it set for actually some Australia stuff because it's pretty hard to keep track of the Australia storms. So I have that set, and it helps me out to see things very quickly. So I highly recommend it, guys. Finally, if you have any suggestions for videos for us to do here once we run out of our top 10 list tomorrow and we do our hail forecast on Thursday, it's going to be kind of going into some uncharted territory. We're doing a forecast every single day at noon until we get into storm season, and then we'll be doing noon and 5 p.m. for forecasts. The only problem right now is it's pretty quiet. There isn't much noise severe weather at all, and just a little heads up for you guys, it's going to be pretty cold again going into the first half of February. So we're going to have a lot of open space, a lot of open topics. So if you guys want to hear us talk about certain things, I already have a couple things lined up. I posted in our What the Hail group asking for suggestions. Put suggestions in the comment section below. I'll go through them, and hopefully we can find some cool things that you want us to talk about, whether it's stuff about tornado outlooks, stuff about the hurricane, recaps of the hurricanes from last year. I know a bunch of you guys worked Irma and Harvey, or even just things about the basics of hail, various weather questions. We're here. We can make videos and answer them again. Videos every single day during the week. That's five videos a week that we need to get content for to bring out to you guys until we can finally start seeing some forecast, some potential gold in the horizon for these forecasts. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I'll see you again tomorrow, and then you guys will be seeing Derek on Thursday at noon. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock Central.